Guy Gardner wasn't supposed to be DC's biggest jerk. In fact, he was never supposed to be the Green Lantern at all. When Aventur's Ring first came looking for a replacement, Hal Jordan got the call. But Guy was next on the list. That alone set the tone. Always the backup, always the second choice. Created in 1968 by John Broome and Gil Kane, Guy didn't really catch on until the 1980s when Steve Englehart and Keith Giffen reimagined him in Justice League International. That's where he went full-on alpha male, cocky, brash, often infuriating, but never boring. He clashed with Batman, got knocked out with a single punch, and somehow still became one of the most recognizable Green Lanterns in DC history. Guy's not the best, he's not the smartest, not the strongest, but he's real. He's all ego and heart, wrapped up in a bright green vest. Now let's talk Superman. We've seen the set photos, Nathan Fillion rocking the green jacket, the gloves, and yes, the infamous bowl cut. This is as close to classic Guy Gardner as we've ever seen in live action. James Gunn cast Fillion, his longtime friend and collaborator, to play Guy in what looks like a supporting role in a much bigger DCU. So while Superman is the focus, Guy might show up as part of the new Justice League, or at least hint at its existence. Gunn's even described Fillion's Guy as boisterous, which, yeah, that checks out. But here's where it gets interesting. Fillion is charming, he's funny, he's rarely truly abrasive. Guy Gardner, he's kind of the opposite. So is this really Guy Gardner or a remix? Let's give credit where it's due. Gunn clearly reads the comics. The look, nailed it. That retro 80s Green Lantern vest, the cocky stance, even the bowl cut. It's straight out of the Justice League International comics. The personality, from what we've heard, this guy is loud, overconfident, and probably says exactly the wrong thing at the worst possible time. His role? Not the main Green Lantern, just like in the comics, he's the wild card, the guy who shows up and throws everything into chaos. And Gunn loves these kinds of characters. Think Peacemaker, think Rocket Raccoon. He thrives on turning underdogs and jerks into fan favorites. If he pulls it off with Guy, we could be looking at the DCU's next breakout star. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Gunn might lean too far into the comedy. Guy is funny, but he's also tragic. He's suffered brain trauma, he's dealt with abuse, he's battled anger issues, and actually became a Red Lantern at one point. If Gunn skips that emotional depth, we lose what makes Guy compelling. In the comics, Guy's evolution, from backup Lantern to hothead to reluctant leader, is messy. It spans decades. There's no way that all fits into one movie, but that means newer fans may only see the surface level jerk, not the full arc. Love him or hate him, Gunn has a style, irreverent, meta, self-aware, and if every DCU character starts sounding like Star-Lord or Peacemaker, we might lose the uniqueness that makes Guy stand out. Don't get me wrong, I like Gunn, but Guy isn't just comic relief, he's comic chaos with consequence. Guy Gardner should not work, but he does. He's a reminder that heroes don't have to be perfect. He fights dirty, he says the wrong thing, he makes a lot of mistakes, but when the universe is falling apart, he shows up. He never backs down, and sometimes he saves the day when no one else can. If James Gunn nails that version of Guy, the flawed, frustrated, fearless hero, then this could be the most comic-accurate Green Lantern we've ever seen on screen. So what do you think? Is Nathan Fillion the perfect Guy Gardner, or is this just Gunn taking another risk? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. I want to hear your favorite Guy Gardner moments and whether you think this version will actually win over fans. Because here on This Comic Cooks, we don't just talk comics, we let them cook!